The second part of responsive website design is CSS3 media queries. Media queries currently enjoy pretty decent support across many modern browsers. If you're not familiar with CSS3 media queries, what they are they basically allow you to gather data about the site visitor and then you use it to conditionally apply different sorts of CSS styles. So for our purposes, we're going to be primarily interested in the minimum width media feature, which is going to allow us to apply specific CSS styles if the browser window drops below a particular width. And then we can specify something else might happen. So if we wanted to apply some styling on mobile phones, our media query is going to look something like this, where we're going to say at media screen and min width 480 pixels. So it's just specifying that the minimum width that we're looking at is going to be at least 480 pixels if it's a screen viewer that's going to be viewing whatever it is. And then you would just write your CSS style normally. So you would specify the selector and then start adding your property value pairs. Using a series of media queries like this allows us to work our way up towards larger resolutions. You can set pixel widths for basically anything you want. Most commonly targeted sizes are going to include 320 pixels, 480 pixels, 600 pixels, 768 pixels, 900 pixels, and 1200 pixels. And we'll look at how we can do this when we start building our website, but this is just to give you a little bit of an overview. These numbers that I just specified are just kind of some ideas, and they should basically serve as a starting point. In an ideal world, you would actually adjust the layout to perfectly match every device width, but that is oftentimes not really a feasible solution. You're going to have to pick and choose where you spend your efforts. So for a more practical perspective, the resolution that a design targets is going to be based on the resolutions of the people that are going to be using that design. You're going to have to consider time and budget constraints and so on and so forth. So when you decide what resolutions you're going to target, use your judgment. Targeting more resolutions is obviously going to take more time, and assuming you're not immortal and you don't have unlimited time, you're going to want to spend your efforts carefully. So what you ultimately are going to end up choosing should be determined by your initial research into who those end users actually are. So if you want to see a responsive web design in action, if you just watch me, and this is a simple example, but if you watch me as I resize this page, and this is just on a desktop browser, it's going to work pretty much the same way on a mobile device, but you'll always want to check in a mobile device when you're doing this for real. But you can slowly resize the browser to make it thinner, and you're going to see that the page elements are going to adjust automatically to fit in the new page width. And that's going to go all the way down to a mobile browser. So you can see, like, if I resize this down to a mobile browser, I lose some of the kind of graphical elements, all of the little leaves that are along the side. Some of the leaves up here change to be more simple. If I go ahead and resize this up, you can see that those things are going to pop into place and this is going to become more jungle-fied. We'll be doing this when we start working on our own project, but I wanted to give you an overview about media queries.